So listen, we all have dreams, we all have desires and wants that we want to get out of this life, right? But what's going to separate you from everyone else is actually doing it. So if you have a dream and you have things that you want to achieve in your life, go do it. You know what I mean? There's going to be seasons where it's hard, there's going to be seasons where it's easy. But the ability to push past every season and still work your hardest towards that goal is what's going to separate you from someone else. So you have a dream, you have a goal, work towards it whether it's easy or hard. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what's going to get you there compared to someone else.
Clear out the room, I'm coming through. They wanna see what I'm about. Yeah, I got skills, do it for the thrill. I'm on a paper route. Extra, read about it. I'm today's trending topic.
YouTube, what is good? Today we are going to be doing a mid-drop fade, but to start off this haircut we're going to go ahead and dampen up his hair and get it ready for the trim. And what I'm doing here is I'm going to go ahead and create 3 sections, one on the right side of his head, one in the middle of his head, and one on the left side of his head. And what I'm trying to do here is just make these sections as clean and as symmetrical as possible, taking my time here. And now we're going to go ahead and grab that middle section and we're going to cut off the desired length, and he wants to take off about ½ inch here, and we're going to follow this straight back in that middle section, and this will be our reference point or our guideline when trimming the rest of the hair. And I'm trying to stay as clean as possible so I don't get lost in the hair. And then after we complete that middle section, we'll go ahead and comb it all over to the right, and we're going to use that middle section as our guideline. So I'm going to take a horizontal section and pull that up, and you'll see on the inner part of my finger, that is where we establish our reference point, and we're going to cut everything to that desired length. And we're going to do this all the way up to the front of the head, and as you can see on the inner part of my finger, that is where, you know, the guideline is at, and I'm just trimming everything to that desired length. And this system allows me to stay real clean and organized, and again, not get lost in the hair. And it allows for a really nice even trim that lays nicely. Staying real patient, real consistent. If we don't see any unevenness or any, you know, difference in length, we're not going to cut it. We just want to make sure that everything is nice and even. Now we're going to pull up that last guideline. And after we complete that side, we're going to take a section of that and pull that over to the left. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side of the head. So we're going to use that initial middle section as our reference point or our guideline. And right here I'm going to point out the unevenness, and then we're just going to trim everything to that you know, guideline that we established, which was that ½ inch. And we're going to follow that all the way up to the front of the head. And when pulling up these sections, I'm not pulling really hard or over directing the hair. I'm just pulling up, you know, real gently, loosely, allowing the hair to lay how it naturally wants. Taking small little sections, not pulling too hard. I know this can be really challenging, you know, to learn, but hopefully this system helps you. It's really simple, real easy, and allows for a nice trim. And again, the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll feel. And we're on this last section here. And now to go ahead and dry the hair, I'm going to go ahead and use a diffuser because I don't want to, you know, blow the hair everywhere. I just want to dry it in its natural state, its natural position. And now we're going to get into the fade. So to start off this mid-drop fade, I'm going to create our guideline right where the end of the eyebrow stops. And then I'm going to drop it towards the back. This is really like a mid to low fade. It's not really a true mid fade since it is dropping in the back. But we're going to establish that bald line and then bald everything under that out. letting the weight of the trimmer do the work, because again, you don't want to cause too much irritation to where the client's skin is super red. And now we're going to go ahead and go to the other side. We're not going to be too detailed on this bald line. It doesn't have to be, the most symmetrical, clean thing ever, but you want to make sure that your foundation is solid. And I probably did the balding process in about, a minute, 2 minutes. And now for the next step, we're going to come in with our lever all the way open, and we're going up about a thumb's width here. I would say about an inch, and we're going to, maintain that same shape that dropped towards the back. Just making sure that this guideline is a true, lever all the way open. And now for the next step, I'm going to come in with our one guard all the way open, right above that lever all the way open. And we're going to go up with the same distance here, a full inch, about a thumb's width. And we're staying real clean here. And today I'm setting in my guidelines first, and then we'll go ahead and blend downwards, as opposed to where every guideline that I set in, I go ahead and take it out before I move on. And I just wanted to try something different here, see if it works a little bit better and it still comes out clean. And then right after that one guard open, I'm going to come in with my two guard all the way open, and we're going up right above that one guard open, maintaining that same shape. And with this two guard, I'm not trying to create too much of a guideline here. I'm trying to blend into that length on the sides as best as possible. So you'll see me exaggerate that flick out motion towards the top of that two guard open. And then right under that two guard open, I'm going to come in with my 1.5 guard all the way open. And as you can see, I set in all my guidelines with the lever open. And when taking them out, I always start open and gradually move to close. Because, say I go closed and I take off too much hair, then it's kind of too late. I got to raise the fade. But if I come in with my lever open, it kind of gives me that safety net, right? Because you can always take hair off, but you can't put it back on, you feel me? And then right under that 1.5 that we just used, I'm going to come in with my half guard all the way open. And I'm just attacking that line right there, trying to get it as blended out as possible. And if the lever open isn't doing the job, you'll see me go ahead and close that lever. But you can see as we move down in the fade down process, it's coming together very nicely. And now for the last part of that of the steps, we're going to come in with our lever closed, and then we'll gradually go ahead and open it. So right here, I'm coming in closed, and then as we move up, I'm going to go ahead and open up that lever. And I'm getting through my steps as fast as I possibly can here. And then I'll save the detailing process of the fade for the end, right? Staying real patient, real consistent, opening and closing the lever as needed. And as you can see, there's a lot of detail that we need to come back and do. But I wanted to get through my steps as quickly as I can. And now I came back to my one guard all the way open, and I'm just attacking all those dark spots that I see left behind. And now to blend into the length on the sides, I'm going to come in with clipper over comb. So I'm coming in with the comb and flaring out slightly, and I have my lever all the way open on my clipper. And something that helped me when learning how to do clipper over comb is when I found out that the comb that we use that I have right here, the big one, laid flat against the head with the lever all the way open on the clipper, is equivalent to a one guard. And that kind of helped me gauge when doing clipper over comb how much hair was going to take off. And to soften everything a little bit, I'm going to come in with my thinning shears here. I'll come back later in the video, to show you how to do scissor over comb a little better. But we're going to move on to the other side. And remember, we went around the head with the lever all the way open already. So I'm going to come in right here with my one guard open, right above that clipper open. And we're going to follow the same exact steps and system that we used on the other side, right? And usually when I'm cutting in the shop and I'm not recording the haircut, I do it all the way around the head at one time. But for recording purposes, I'm going ahead and doing, one side at a time, right? 'Cause it's easier to record. So we're at the two guard open here. Really exaggerating that flick out motion at the top of that two guard open. And now we're right back here with the 1.5 all the way open, right under that 2 guard open. And then I'll gradually go ahead and close that lever until it's as blended out as I can get it. And I know a lot of you guys get frustrated when fading when it's not coming out right away. But as you can see right here, I'm going over it multiple times because, you know, it didn't get blended out with one pass of the clipper. So I'm just working at that line, trying to get it blended. And now right under that, I'm going to come in with my half guard open. And then I'll gradually go ahead and close it. And you'll see me use, you know, a lot of the corner of the blade, especially where the fade starts to drop. And that's because I'm trying to get detailed and get into those dark indentations in the head. Because everyone's head's not flat. It has little indentations and crevices that you have to get into. And when trying to blend those out, it can get pretty challenging. But using the corner of the blade helps out a lot. So as you can see right here in those tighter areas, I'm using the corner of that lever all the way open. And it's coming together very nicely. And right here, I'm doing clipper over comb once again, trying to debulk and blend into the sides a little better. And we're learning how to do clipper over comb. It can be challenging, but like I said, the clipper right against that comb is equivalent to like a 1 guard. And I'm flaring out the comb slightly, so I'm not going straight up like a flat top. I'm kind of, you know, giving myself room to mess up, so I'm not digging into the hair too much. And we're just staying real patient, doing 1 pass of the clipper at a time. And now to go ahead and soften things up a little, I'm coming in with my thinning shears here. And this isn't perfect. We are going to come back and do some more detail work. But now we're going to go ahead and move on to the back and finish right where we left off. So we have all our guidelines set in already, so that where that bulk is right there at the occipital bone, right under that, we already know we're going to have to take that out with our 1.5 all the way open. And then we'll gradually go ahead and close it. And now right under that, I'm going to come in with my half guard open and gradually close that as well. And with the back, you have to pay a little more attention to detail because that tends to be where clients have the most dark spots. So we'll really go ahead and put extra attention to detail back here. But now we're opening up the lever as we move up. And now we came back to our half guard. Just attacking those dark areas. Trying to get it as seamless and as fluid as possible. And now once again, we're going to come back to our clipper over comb to blend into that length on the sides there. And it's really starting to come together here. And now to really smooth everything out, I'm coming back again with my thinning shears to make the blend as seamless and as fluid as possible throughout the entire head. And now to bring everything together and get it really close to the skin and make that fade pop, I'm coming in with my shaver here. And this is really going to take that blend to the next level. Just cleaning up the bottom of that fade. And as you can see, man, this blend really came together nicely. We just followed the system and stayed patient with it. And I'm not going up too high with the shaver here. I'm being conscious of that. I just want to hit the bottom of the fade to add an extra layer, you know, to that blend. And now we're going to go ahead and get into the lineup. So this client does line up the front, but we're not going to do anything too crazy. We're just going to clean it up a little bit. So we're starting in the middle, and then we're going to move right here to the right side of his head. Staying real natural, but trying to get it as crispy as we can as possible. Then we're going to line up the box. And for the arch, I'm going to start at the bottom and then go to the top and meet it in the middle. And that's how I'm going to get that nice round shape without digging into it too much. And when you put the line on that, it really makes the fade come together. It kind of acts as the framework to the whole haircut. And now we're going to go ahead and go to the other side and do the same thing. Just clean up his hairline a little bit. Now we're going to start at the top of that arch and go to the bottom and meet it in the middle. And this cut is really coming together at this point. And now we're going to clean up his facial hair just a little bit. We're going to hit it with the razor. And even on the lightest of beards, when you line them up with the razor, it just makes them look a little fuller. You know what I'm saying? And now we're going to hit the hairline with the razor. This is going to be a natural haircut. You know, no enhancements. But we're just really trying to make that line pop. But family, this is how the client came in before. And this is the after. Family, if this helped you in any way, shape, or form, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And drop a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this cut. I think it's clean. Let me know if you think it's clean. And while you're at it, give me a follow on IG at Dreclipperhands, where I have a lot more dope content. But again, I will catch y'all next time.